You fall into this class of person, there's a bunch of them, who I rarely have a normal conversation with because it goes into riffs and voices right away.
Yeah.
And I realized there's a whole bunch of people, I think Will Ferrell's in that group, where I feel that if we were on a deserted island, stranded, we wouldn't even go searching for food or water.
Well,
we would just be doing bits.
Drive everybody crazy. Yeah, and then it's funny though, we'll have those conversations, and then it's usually when we're paying the check that I'm like, hey, I'm really depressed. I'm going through something, and you're like, "Oh man, I'm sorry,"
No, it's true. And then I feel like I'm like, yeah, we'll get to that.
You know who's also depressed? Wow, this guy.
Yeah.
What do you mean you're depressed?
Yeah.
No, don't do Columbo right now.
Before the podcast, I went in and I was chatting with you, and I went in, and the first thing I was going to do was ask you, because I know you live in the Palisades, and I was going to ask you about, your house and your family and everything. And before I could do it, we got off onto something, and then we're just laughing our asses off like idiots. Yeah. And then just as we're about to come to the podcast, you went, I think you said like 2 of our houses burned or something.
Yeah.
And I thought, shit.
Yeah.
I was supposed to start with that.
No, that's been our whole friendship. It's joy and fun and goofing around. And then it's like, oh yeah, I'm here to tell you, like, should I go on medication, Conan?
Not if it makes you less funny.
No.
Yeah.
No. Absolutely not. Get those endorphins running with voices.
Oh. You should not ask Conan if you should be on medication.
No, I'm on so much medication. No, but it is true. Yeah, we lost. So my kids, my ex-wife and I live very close to each other, and she lost her house, and then my house is standing, but like unlivable. It's like there's just devastation all around. And then the only way I could get up there, so fires are on Tuesday. I wasn't there because I was shooting the VW commercial as the Californians. And we were shooting that commercial, and so I'm dressed as the guy from the Californians in Malibu, and we look up and there's smoke, and it was me and Kristen Wiig in a scene. And Kristen, that morning went, there's a really bad windstorm coming. I'm really concerned about fires. First thing she said to me, and then we're shooting and I look up, I saw smoke, and the guys go, "Oh, don't worry, that's in the Palisades." I go, "I live in the Palisades," and it was just dead silence. And then I was like, I gotta go. And so I never got a chance to go home. Yeah. And so I just went up and I go, "Here, I have, medication," which is true, up there, and I need to go and get it. And they said, "No, it's too dangerous." And I saw a news crews, and I literally just went up to them and I was like, "You recognize me?" And they were like, "No." And I was like, "All right." I go to the next one. I was like, "You recognize me?" And the guy's like, "Hey, no way. Hey, what's going on?"
Diamond
Dave. And I was like, "That's right. Hey, man, I gotta get my stuff."
I'm Judd Hirsch. You can be whoever you want to be.
Hey, you seen Ordinary People? How about Taxi? Shit.
So they let you up?
They let me up. I went up with them. Oh. So I went up with a news crew, and I go, "Do you guys want to interview me in front of my house?"
I saw you interview.
So that was the only way I could get up there, was if I went up with the news crew.
Oh, God.
And so I went into my house, and I was like, "Oh, wow, it's not too bad." And then I just stepped, and it was like dust, toxic stuff everywhere. And then the back, when it was no good. And I was just in total shock.
Sona lost her place in Altadena.
I'm sorry.
And it is something that must still feel crazily surreal to you.
It does. It's crazy. Hard. It is. It's just, you want to keep things in perspective and say everyone's okay, but you miss the stuff that you lost. The community's gone.
Yeah, the community's gone. That was the hardest thing.
Yeah.
Was actually seeing like, oh my gosh, this is my kids.
Yeah.
This is everything is gone. And that was the thing that kind of hit me so hard was, oh my God, so that was horrible. And it was just kind of, I thought I was going to go up there and hopefully the house would be somewhat okay and I could get my passport and get out of there or something. And instead, it was just seeing the devastation of that community and everything. I was like speechless. So then I could feel those guys going, "Oh, we're gonna get a good interview with you," and they could see that it was hitting me, and then they felt bad and they went, "We'll just turn off the camera and let's just take you back." And I was like, "All right, thanks."
You didn't do one?
I did do one. They aired it.
Oh,
bastards! No, I'm joking. Like you cry.
You did 9 characters.
I did 9 characters. I was like, oh God, I can't believe it's gone.
Oh my God. You guys like that? You like
how about that? Love me. It never ends. Nothing will make it die. My need for a laugh.
No, but yeah, it was crazy. I had this moment. Well, the moment that hit me was I had this instinct that I just grabbed my keys and I put it in my pocket and I went, the car keys, these open nothing. And I just like put them away. I was like, eh.
Right.
Yeah, those were those moments. But yeah, and everybody who's dealing with it, I mean, it's horrible. The amount of GoFundMes have been on and stuff like that. It's just been rough.
It's one of those strange things, it occurred to me, where the news is always showing us every part of the world where something crazy is happening.
Mm-hmm.
And you sort of you're distanced from it, but you're just seeing these terrible things happen in other places. And then something on sort of with that kind of intensity happened.
Yeah.
And you think, wait a minute.
Well, the thing that's amazing with me is I'm looking at my kids, and they've been through a pandemic, and then they've been through this, and my daughter, I was like, well, I found a rental house, and she went, oh, can I see it? And like, oh, and then she made in her computer, she made this like overhead view of her room, and she's like, oh, cool, so maybe I could put a dresser here, and she was so positive.
Yeah.
And I went, oh, they're so resilient, and they have their moments, but it's the opposite. Everybody's like, oh, you're there for your kids. I'm like, no, I'm getting more from them. You know,
Yes.
I'm like so inspired by them and their ability to kind of move and adapt and be positive.
Yeah.
Especially really young kids. Your kids are 3.5.
Yeah.
Mikey and Charlie. They only know now, like they're so present.
Yeah.
That we've talked about how you have no choice but to be present with them.
Yeah.
They're moving on.
They've moved on already. I don't even know if they fully, I mean, I know they remember the house, but it's starting to be muddled in with like, oh, we went to the mountains once. So that's like maybe the mountain house that we went to. Like they're losing their memory of it.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't remember in my house at 3.5. So
yeah, it
makes sense that they just kind of
That's true.
are moving on.
Yeah, mine are 15, 12, and 10. So it's like they were, it was tough. And I mean, that was the most heartbreaking thing is my 10-year-old just saying, I just want to go home.
Yeah, man.
And you're like, honey, I can't go home. And that was brutal. But now it's I get inspiration from them. It really is. It's true. And yeah, just being very lucky that you have a great support system of friends. Alyssa Donovan, who works with me, my girlfriend, Ali Wong, like all these people have just been great, very helpful. But yeah, it is a funny thing that Ali and I went today to just like literally had to like shop for clothes.
I know.
And it was very sweet,
Yeah.
She was like, let's go get you some jeans.
It's like you're going to camp.
I know it was, but it was very sweet. It meant a lot to me that she was like, no, it's because I'm just wearing like Uniqlo sweats, that I basically, and my kids are like, you're living in your pajamas, I mean, like they're very worried. And I told her about that, and she was like, well, let me take you to get some clothes. And so those are the moments.
They're just weird.
Yeah.
We're displaced from our home. We can't get back in, and there's been a lot of smoke damage. But my situation was just, I have a lot of clothes in the back of my car.
Yeah.
And so I'm in a hotel, and I'm here at the recording studio and moving around, and I'm in different places. And so I try to do regular workouts I think it's clear.
Oh.
And
I was saying you look good.
Yeah. Real nice.
Say it again as Vincent Price.
You look very nice.
So,
oh, faddle. That's Dana Gould's word.
Faddle.
We were watching The Last Man on Earth, and there's a point when Vincent Price gets angry and he throws something, and he went, faddle. And I fell over laughing. Okay, what? Okay, so you're hot.
No.
What?
I was doing.
How have you made this about
So you're hot.
you?
And
No. I had to.
So you're
I had
working
to.
out?
I was supposed to do a workout on Zoom, and I realized that I had no sneakers.
Oh.
And so I looked down, and I was wearing shoes.
Yeah.
cut to people at an Altadena
Yeah.
Well, I think.
Yeah.
Now listen.
Oh,
like
you
a
didn't have your
shelter
sneakers
being like
for your Zoom
just around
workout.
like he didn't have his sneakers.
Yeah.
Gee,
And here's
what do we not have?
Everything.
Here's what I want to say.
Oh.
Now, I had sneakers that were perfectly good for working out, but for the kind of workout I was going to do,
Oh.
I like ones that have, well, Brooks makes ones that have, if it's going to be more aerobic, it has more of an insole.
Yeah.
And, well, they're costly, but that's the ones that I wanted.
Right,
And
right.
they were, of course, back at the house, which is fine, but I don't have access to.
Yeah.
Why isn't this seen as a tragedy?
We don't have spoons. We have nothing. You guys know what dips are, right? Well, I can do 20 dips. Well, I could do 5 on my own, 15 with my trainer holding my legs.
One trainer holding each leg.
One trainer holding each leg, and another one lifting me up by like a child, by my shoulders.
Let me try again. Guys, I don't have access to my home, and there's this kind of sea salt that I have in my home.
It's there. The house is there.
It's pink. It's a pink sea salt.
Yeah.
I can't put sea salt on the chocolate anymore.
No. And so you don't get the salty and the sweet. You get just the sweet.
And then I go down to Gelson's, and it's not there.
No. Then I go to Erewhon, but of course, there's a line. I think
Erewhon?
my stories rank with yours.
And I say, what do you mean you don't have the Haley Bieber smoothie? You ran out of raspberry.
You know, I swear to God, I've always...
And lemon curd.
My mind always goes to what would make people mad, and me having a GoFundMe to get my sea
salt.
to get
Conan
sea
his
salt
sea
that
salt
I like,
for his chocolate.
that I don't have access to.
Oh,
Would get
wow.
people so mad.
I can't believe this.
This is an atrocity.
What do you mean you don't have those almond pretzel bites? That are $25
Per bite.
per bite. What do you mean you have no kimchi? Daddy needs his kimchi. Where is the kimchi? I don't care if there's no electricity. I need my kimchi.
No.
Me as that character going to different people who've had facing a really bad situation. I don't know. It
Oh,
makes me
wow.
happy, but then I realize, it's so awful. It's so awful, and I'm sorry.
I can't. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's just, and it's interesting too, running into people, who are also lost their house. I mean, that's the nice thing too. I'll say is that so many people went through it. So with my kids and everybody, it's like they're running. They have friends who are going through the same thing, and so they're all, bonding. I'm trying to just take it back to reality and trying to forget what Conan just said.
I know.
I'm joking.
The
I'm
wrong
joking.
sneakers thing.
I'm joking.
I think what
After
I'm
we
trying.
talked about losing our homes and you didn't have the right sneakers. You had sneakers,
Oh, the
but
sneakers
not
I
the
had-
right sneakers.
The sneakers I had were perfectly good
Oh, okay.
for any workout.
When I go
But
back
I
to my
prefer
house after they fumigated it, and I go into my pretty woman-like closet.
Now I'm just going to have to go in there and destroy everything.
Sea salt is the perfect.
I know.
Sea salt is the perfect thing to go fund me.
It's
Oh my God, I have a headache.
just a picture of me in a white tuxedo. My house is fine,
On a
but
yacht.
I don't have access to my sea salt.
During the fires, I took my yacht out to Catalina.
Do you know what that was like for
Do
me?
you know what that was like for me? The rocking back and forth. The people saying, "Can we get on?" And we say, "No."
I have to hit them with an oar
Hitting them with an oar.
throughout my back.
I just told my daughter, "Here's an oar. Poke at them if they try to get home."